ancestors, let this work deliver me from this shame.
Not long after everyone left, a shadow crept into Mama Ada's store and sprinkled strange powder across the store. In Umuoka village, the market woke with smoke and chatter. Mama Ada was already at her store, fanning the fire under her black pot. The smell of her soup floated through the air. Beside her, Mama Ifeoma, who sold the same food, eyed her quietly. Her customers are few these days, and she didn't hide her bitterness. Some people's luck is not ordinary, she said loudly, pointing upwards as she passed in front of Mama Ada's shop. Mama Ada only smiled and stirred her pot. God bless the work of our hands, she said softly. By evening, her childhood friend Rita came as usual. She tied her wrapper and joined in serving the customers, laughing as she walked. Mama Ada, you never rest. Mama Ada replied, if I rest, who will feed Ada and me? They continued walking until sundown, and as the market grew quiet, they packed their baskets and headed home. But not long after everyone left, a shadow crept into Mama Ada's store and sprinkled strange powder across the store.
Oh boy here for leg gadget. The secret is out. She uses power to bring people here.
Mama Ifeoma's voice rang through the market that morning as heads turned towards Mama Ada's store. A fire burned early, still smelling as Ada, a little girl, smiled beside her. No one knew why Mama Ifeoma shouted until the story began to spread. A man had come to eat earlier. He had barely swallowed 2 spoons when he dropped his plate and shouted, Mama Ada, this food not taste like before. Holding his stomach, he ground in pain. What did you put inside? Fear swept the market. Maybe she's using something to make us buy her food, someone whispered. Mama Ifeoma's voice rose again. Didn't I say it? This is not ordinary. By evening, her pot stayed full, untouched since morning. As she packed, her friend Rita came with a gentle smile. She said, don't mind them, people will always talk. Mama Ada replied, Rita, this ought. But as they turned to leave after packing, laughter rose from Mama Ifeoma's stall. People were trooping in there, buying, eating, and praising her.
Gods of our lands, help me today. Let me make sales.
The next day, Mama Ada washed her pot twice, fetched fresh water from the stream, and prayed. Rita arrived shortly with her usual smile. Let me help you today. You need to rest. Mama Ada replied faintly. Thank you so much, Rita. I don't even know where to start. As they both cooked, the aroma filled the market, so sweet that even traders and customers turned their heads. Mama Ada is back! Someone cheered. But just as she smiled in relief, her daughter Ada ran up, holding her stomach. Mama, my tummy, it is paining me. The market went silent. Then whispers started again. You see, even her own daughter is suffering from her wickedness. Mama Ada dropped to her knees, crying and calling Ada's name. As Mama Ada held her crying child, voices rose again. Didn't I say it? Mama Ifeoma shouted from her stall. The gods are catching up with her. Rita turned to her, shouting, keep quiet. If you don't know what is happening, I am warning you. Keep quiet. Mama Ada wept, hugging her daughter tighter. That night, Mama Ada didn't sleep. Ada tossed on the mat, weak and sweating. Mama Ada carried her on her back and set out for the native doctor's hut. At the entrance, the old man looked up from his fire. "Who troubles the peace of the night?" "It's me, Baba," Mama Ada said, her voice shaking. "My child is sick. I have done everything." He took one look at Ada, then stirred a bowl of herbs. "This child has eaten from a cursed hand," he said slowly. Mama Ada's eyes widened. "Cursed hand? How, Baba? She eats from my pot every day." The man blew some smoke into the air. "The gods hide nothing from the fire. What was touched in the secret will be revealed." He reached beside the fire and handed her a small calabash filled with herbs. "Boil this and wash her face with the steam," he said. Mama Ada bowed, tears filling her eyes. She turned and left the hut quietly, unaware that Rita had followed all along, standing in the shadow outside and watching everything. When she reached the hut, she saw Mama Ifeoma standing outside with folded arms. "So the herbalist couldn't save you either," she mocked. "God will judge you," Mama Ada said quietly, entering the hut. Inside, Ada stirred slightly, whispering to her mother, "Mama, I saw someone at the pot last night." By sunrise, Ada's fever had gone down. The house Baba gave them worked, and her mother was finally happy. But before the sun reached the market roofs, news had already spread through the market. They said Ada was dying and that the herbalist mentioned the cursed hand. Women gathered in twos and threes, pretending to arrange their wares, but their eyes searched for one person, Rita. Someone said, "Didn't I see it? Trouble followed that girl since she came." Another one replied, "She's always hanging around Mama Ada's pot, claiming to help." When Rita entered the market, the whispers grew louder. She dropped her basket and shouted. Her voice trembled. "I grew up in this village. Ada is like a sister to me. Her mother is my sister. If I had wanted Ada to suffer, would I be the one running around for her mother? Is this how you want to repay me? Is this how you all want to repay me? The ancestor sees my heart. I am not the enemy here." Mama Ada rushed out, voice trembling. "Enough! Rita is innocent. Stop saying what you don't know." But no one listened. Customers avoided her stall, and she sold nothing throughout the day. Quietly, Mama Ada packed her things and went home. That night, she sat before her cold, empty pot, weak and tired, and prayed, "Ancestors, have mercy. Show me what to do." As she drifted to sleep, her grandmother appeared to her and whispered, "Believing God not to live, and do not fear."
My ancestors, let this work deliver me from this shame.
After that night, Mama Ada said nothing to anyone. She did exactly as her grandmother told her in the dream. She washed her pots with bitter leaf water, cleaned her store, and started again. She cooked different soups and food as usual. Slowly, people began to return. The smell of her stew filled the air again, and customers lined up like before. Mama Ada smiled for the first time in weeks. But something strange happened that morning. Mama Ifeoma's store was empty. Her firewood cold, her chairs turned on the side. Then Rita appeared, tying her wrapper tight, voice bright and excited as she clapped her hands. Hey, my people. Oh yeah, come and buy today's food oh. It is sweet just like before. Mama Ada don open proper. Some women clapped with her. Others only exchanged quick uneasy looks. They whispered among themselves, not about Mama Ada, but about the silence from the store beside us. No one had heard a word about Mama Ifeoma since morning, and it made the air feel strange. Just then, Mama Ifeoma's daughter, ran into the market crying. My mother hasn't come home. She said she forgot the crayfish for last night's soup and came back to the stall, but she didn't return. I searched everywhere, even her basket containing the crayfish was gone. The market went silent. I stunned, not in pity, but in confusion. The truth nobody knew on the night Mama Ifeoma went missing was this. After the market closed, Rita quietly returned to the store. She carried a small calabash wrapped in red cloth. At Mama Ada's fire spot, she knelt and dug into the earth and whispered, "Let her both betray her. Let her start from the husband's stomach. Let her turn against her." But she wasn't alone. Mama Ifeoma, who had come to fetch her forgotten crayfish, heard the sound. She crept closer, thinking she had finally caught Mama Ada using charms. She said to herself, so this is her secret. The whole market must hear this tomorrow. She stepped forward. A dry stick cracked under her foot. Rita turned sharply. Their eyes met. Before Mama Ifeoma could shout, Rita blew a handful of grey powder. The woman gasped, stumbled, and went silent. Rita dragged her into the deep forest, to a small hut filled with hanging charms, old pots, and broken plates.
Where do you think she can be? Was she kidnapped?
We have searched everywhere. This is really strange, oh.
The village kept searching for Mama Ifeoma. Even Rita joined them, shouting louder than anyone. Inside their hut that evening, after returning from the search, Ada talked gently at her mother's wrapper. Mama, it was Auntie Rita I saw at the pot that night before my tummy pain. Mama Ada's eyes widened, but she didn't speak. She stepped outside where Rita was standing, about to head home. Rita, Ada said she saw you near my pot that night, the night before her tummy pain. Rita smiled gently. Mama Ada, I only came to borrow small pepper for my dinner that night. Mama Ada nodded slowly, but the doubt stung. They didn't even sell that night. She had given Rita plenty food already, so what dinner was she cooking? Still, she forced the thought aside. Later, Mama Ada tied her wrapper. I need to step out. Let me check on Ifeoma. Rita, standing near the doorway, quickly said, I'll be going to my hut too. But she didn't. The moment Mama Ada left, Rita slipped back and entered the hut. Ada was sweeping until everything went down. Minutes later, the palm wine tapper came by. He met Ada collapsed on the floor and quickly found her till she opened her eyes. Ada sat up, trembling and breathing fast. A quiet fear held her like a hand on her neck.
She must wake up. She must.
Rita didn't waste a second. The moment Ada hit the ground, she fled straight into the forest. Her breath short, her hands shaking, but her mind fixed on one thing: finish Mama Ifeoma before anyone finds out. The forest swallowed her footsteps as she pushed deeper, heading for the hut where she left her. But inside the hut, something else was happening. The powder she blew on Mama Ifeoma had almost faded. The spell was loosening. Mama Ifeoma's fingers twitched. Her eyes opened slowly. Her head dropped. Her thoughts scattered. Then the memory hit her. Rita, the choking powder, darkness. Her wrapper was torn. Her beats broken. Her legs weak. She whispered faintly, Where did she bring me? She staggered to the door and pushed it open. The cold forest air slapped her face. Fear carried her. She ran. Branches scratched her arms. Her feet bled, but she didn't stop. Not far away, two hunters heard the frantic rustling. Who dey run for this bush this night? Mama Ifeoma burst out of the trees and collapsed. The hunters rushed to her. Wait, no be Mama Ifeoma be this. Who do you like this? They took her straight home. At her hut, Mama Ada and two women were comforting Ifeoma. When the others brought her in, everyone froze. Mama Ada rushed forward, voice shaking. Who did this to you? Mama Ifeoma trembled and whispered, Rita. Rita, on getting to the charm's hut, froze. She pushed the door open and met no one inside. The hut was empty. Rita reached the forest hut and froze. Mama Ifeoma was gone. Fear gripped her. She grabbed a thick stick and pushed deeper into the bush, searching and calling into the darkness, as if she could drag the woman back. But she didn't know Mama Ifeoma had already been carried home by the hunters, and she had told them everything. The hunters stomped back into the forest. They found Rita still searching, sweating and talking to herself. She tried to run, but they caught her and dragged her straight to Mama Ifeoma's hut. Women gathered outside. The palm tapper arrived with Ada on his shoulder. Rita fell to her knees and confessed. I was envious, she cried. Her food, her customers, her peace. I wanted it all. I practiced the recipes in the forest. I even hurt Ada. My plan was to kill her and take her space in the market. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The place went silent. Mama Ada was betrayed, hurt and stunned, all at once. She looked at Rita with eyes heavy from wounds she never expected. When she finally spoke, her voice was calm, yet carried pain in it. Everything I own today, I built it with these ends. My grandmother only showed me the path, but the walking, the sweating, the night I cried into the fire, that was me. Rita, I loved you. I took you in as friend, turned sister, because I also wanted the best for you. But this is all I get. The hair grew heavy as Mama Ifeoma apologized to Mama Ada. She admitted jealousy had blinded her too, but even then, she would never have harmed her. By sunrise, the whole village gathered. Rita stood in the center. She was beaten, dragged, and banished, never to return again. Dear listener, envy is a slow poison. What belongs to you will not pass you by. Walk, pray, be content, because another person's shine can never dim your own.